Oh. Okay, okay. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kaylee and welcome to season 3 of Fruits Basket. I'm so excited to be starting season 3. I'm also just kind of like, I don't know, I feel weird now that it's coming to an end, and also there's like half the amount of episodes in this season that there are in the first two, so that's also kind of sad. If you haven't watched my season 2 recap, I talk through all of my feelings about the second season, all of the things that really stood out to me, some character analysis, some plot points that were really intriguing to me as well, and what I'm looking forward to in season 3. So I won't yap about all of that here, but I will say that we left off with Kureno revealing that he is no longer bound by the curse, and that not only is he free of the curse, but his curse broke like way back in the day. Like he was a whole kid when that curse broke, which is kind of weird and like confusing, I think, to the story right now. It definitely helps contextualize the reason that he's not connected to any of the other Zodiac members or really allowed to be out and about or really talk to them for extended periods of time. But in terms of breaking the curse for the rest of the Zodiac members, it is quite confusing because we don't really get a lot of good information about how to break it based on Kureno's story, because he really didn't know how it broke or why it broke. And at that point in time, there wasn't the friction and the fractures between the Zodiac members and Akito like there are now. And I feel like at the beginning of season 2 and at the end of season 1, Shigure and other members of the Zodiac had mentioned that they feel something changing, right? They feel things becoming tense. Shigure heard the sound of breaking. But like this Kureno story is so far in the past, and it's kind of surprising to me that the bonds can break individually. They don't have to be kind of like one solidified, unified curse that breaks all at once. And it's also crazy to me because I, for some reason, would think that like maybe they would have a sense of like the spirits in the other people. And maybe they do, and maybe that's why Akito doesn't want Kureno around people. But I'm interested to see where we go from here, because I do feel like Tohru was probably pretty hopeful that Kureno would have some type of information about how to break the curse, but this kind of feels like now it's become even blurrier than it was before, although it does give her solid proof that this is possible, right? Like she's not chasing this thing that could never possibly happen. So I think that's really hopeful as well. We also found out that Akito is a woman, which, you know what? I feel like deep down in my heart of hearts, I might have known that, but I feel like I got gaslit so hard in the first season that I just was like, no, obviously this is a man. As always, if you want to stick around, go ahead and hit subscribe. The uncut version of this reaction will be over on Patreon, so I'll put that link in the description box below if you want to check that out. And now let's jump into the episode. Oh. Okay, what a different vibe for the intro. I like it. We got a whole beat here. I don't know if I should watch it because I feel like sometimes they put spoilers. Who is that? Momoji? Wow. I actually really want to know what the reason is for her pretending to be a man. Oh, so this is like not even just her deciding. Oh, wait, who is she? Oh, that's right. Who is that? I figured she had to have parents, but why did I like just not imagine that they would? I guess I figured they might be relevant to the story, but not in this way. I wonder why Akito is so scared of her, it seems. And also, this is kind of the first time that it's felt like Akito is trying to protect somebody else. And it doesn't feel like she's trying to protect Hattori in a way to be greedy or to kind of stake a claim to what's hers the way that she has in the past with some other people or other situations. I mean, certainly anytime she has approached Tohru, it's definitely felt that way, like very territorial. This feels like she's actually concerned for Hattori on Hattori's behalf. I could be wrong, but that's the vibe it's giving. Like she seems genuinely terrified by the thought of her interacting with Hattori. So I'm interested. I'm also interested why she would make the decision to raise her as a man. I don't know.
その本意はアキトもレンさんも口にしない。ただ一つはっきりとわかるのはあの二人は憎み合っているということ。
十二支のみんなに愛想をつかされるわよ、アキトさん。
I mean, she's not wrong there, you
か
know.
わいそうな人。
ハトリはかわいそうなんかじゃない。僕たちは絆でつながっている。お前なんか
Okay, maybe I was
手の
wrong.
届かない世界で。
あなたこそ何度言えばわかるの。そんな絆でつながった愛なんて本物じゃないわ。付き合わされる十二支のみんなが不憫だわ。
Oh, shit.
じゃあ何が本物なのか言ってみろ。親の
Okay, okay.
完璧じゃない。そうなように。何が本物なのか。
Okay, so Akito might have a little bit of trauma. Like she might have something going on that we don't know about yet because this is crazy. I also, like, I don't really understand. I don't fully know what her mom's goal is with that because it feels like it's pretty clear that not only do these Zodiac members understand that they have this bond. I think the forever unchanging part is false, right? I think we're seeing that obviously, but I think they do have obviously this bond that connects not only them in this life, but their spirits in every life before and after. And so I feel like that's recognized even among the people who are aware of the Zodiac but aren't part of it. So I wonder what business she has saying that it's not true and that like these aren't real bonds and real love. And I mean, I will agree with her. I think the bonds as they stand are not real love, right? Because they're not choosing to be connected to Akito right now. I think most of them would be walking away if they had the option. I think outside of Shigure and Kureno, they would probably all be gone if they had the chance. And so, and she's right, like Akito she clocked it, like parental love is just as much of a farce as the whole bonds thing, because just because you're somebody's parent clearly doesn't mean you have to treat them with love and respect. And I think we've seen that with plenty of the people and characters in this show, that their parents are actually kind of terrible.
嘘か。誰もお前も定義づけられやしない。
本物はあるわ。私とアキラさん。
Who's
私とアキ
that?
ラさんの絆は殺せばいい。
Who's Akira?
私が死んだら私の魂は天
Oh.
に昇って。
Maybe her
アキラさん
dad?
の元へ行く。
愛されるために生まれて
Oh
きた。
my god. Is that her
みんながお
dad?
前を待っていたよ。
That kind of makes it sadder if she was like on good terms with her dad.
十二支をつなぐ絆は間違ってるっていう。そんなものは不自然で本物じゃないって。レンさんがアキトを宿した日の朝、泣きながら俺は目を覚ました。
Oh.
しぐれ兄さん、
Oh, so it wasn't the Kureno
あ
thing.
やめ兄さんもこの三人と俺だけ。
Gotcha.
実
Okay.
はまだ小さすぎてよくわからなかったみたいだ。
That's right. I did forget about Ritsu.
同じ夢を見た。もうじき会える。
Oh
だから
man.
俺たちはそのまま、まだ自分の妊娠を知らないレンさんの元へ行って泣き続
Okay,
け
so
た。
that was the dream. That's interesting.
待ってたってもののけの声だ。自分の中に住むもう一人の自分、もののけの血。新たな自我が生まれてももののけの血がそれを責める。アキトを裏切るな。
約束を交わした。
呪いが解けて改めて振り返ってみれば確かに絆は不自然だったようにも思う。
Okay. That's an interesting take because based on that story, I kind of would feel like you would come to the other conclusion, right? That it was something that was so spiritual and connected that it was, again, not natural. It's supernatural, right? But I kind of feel like when you have that makes sense why they are so connected to Akito in a way that they do have some love and sympathy there, because that is a connection. And like just seeing her before she even arrived on the planet, right, is kind of crazy. And I think that's a bond that goes even beyond the rest of the Zodiac members who are younger than Akito. So I feel like that's a really interesting tidbit of like why that group of Zodiac members specifically is quite different from the rest.
もう一つ見えたものもあるんだ。泣いている女の子。アキト、大丈夫だ。落ち着け。
そんなざまで勝てるのかしらね。奥様。
Oh, she's terrible. Now I see where she gets it from. And like I do kind of feel bad for her right now.
羽鳥、抱っこして。
Oh no. I don't think I'm at the point where I can shed tears for Akito yet, but this is really
なすなんてできない。
uh
ごめん。たくさん話して混乱させて。だけど、アキトは他人をたやすく傷つけるけど、アキト自身もボロボロに傷ついていることを知ってほしかった。
もっと何か言うことが、言うべきことがあるはずなのに、出てこない。出てこない。
no.
俺は他人を傷つけてばかりだ。
Oh my god, I would literally die for Kureno because he is
これが
just
俺の選んだ道だから。俺が自分で
such a
決め
sweet
た道だ
soul.
から。いろいろ。
Ugh. Not the scarf with the pom-poms.
悲しさが
Oh.
螺旋のようにつながって。
Oh, ooh. Yeah, you gotta tell Ren all of that, right? Like, you kind of have to. You're in this together. So this makes me think that the reason that Shigure is set on breaking the curse is to free Akito, right? Because we always talk about, like, there's a love-hate relationship involved there where I think he wants Akito to pick. I mean, I think this is what we got out of the Kureno piece, right? Is Shigure wants Akito to choose him. And even though it's her spirit choosing Kureno, and there's obviously a much deeper reason why she's keeping Kureno close and around, I think there's part of him that just wants Akito to choose him and only him, and for them to be together without the bonds and the curse tying her to everybody else. And I think for Akito, she wants to feel like they're choosing her because they want to be there. And I think that's why she's drawn to Kureno. I think she obviously wants to maintain the secret, and keeping him close is the way to do that. But I think there's also probably a part of her that feels safe with him because he doesn't have to be there, like at all. Physically, mentally, emotionally, he does not have to be there. And he's choosing to, and he's choosing to keep that promise to her. And so I think it's just a really complex situation right now.
ごめん。もうこんなことは。
Oh, just a crying girl. Oh my gosh, she's still there. Oh.
呼ばれて飛び出て。じゃじゃじゃじゃ。
She's such an underrated character. And even though she was in Cinderella-ish, I feel like because of all this curse stuff, we just haven't seen her enough in a while. Tada is so funny. I wonder how she found her. I mean, she is spiritual.
トール君の身柄は預かったって言ったわよ。
In my custody.
返さなくて。
It makes it sound like she's either kidnapped her or like something not PG is happening.
それを言うなら
Oh,
パジャマ
nightgown
パーティー
festival. Oh my god, I'm gonna start calling it that. Like 1000%. No more pajama parties, simply nightgown festivals.
あらまあ、そんなにショックだったのかね。展開によっては、さきちゃんの怒り買ったりして、やだな、怖い
Oh,
な。
did he call her?
そうだ
No, probably not.
久しぶりに作ったかな
やだな、怖いな。やめよう。
大丈夫俺に足りないのは努力だ
何か食べたいものあるかしら。
フカヒレ食べたい。
Oh
それは
no.
さきちゃんが食べたいものです。めぐみ、来たらよろしくね。
任せて。
お茶入ったわ。
あ、すみません。
Obviously, she's not going to tell
暑いか
Saki
ら気をつけて。
anything about this, but I wonder
はい。
what happens during this
花ちゃん、
nightgown festival of theirs.
あそこに。
私にしか聞こえない声だけれど、叫ぶように泣いていたから。
Oh.
悲しいことがあったのね。
I like how I won't cry any other part, but for some reason, like her just ability to be that in tune with Toru is so sweet.
アリサとは会わないよ。
I'm not forgetting a reset in this whole thing, but again, like I feel like that's just not the main situation happening here, but I understand why Toru is affected by it.
クレノさん、優しくて。クレノさんは自分ではなくて、迷惑ばかりたくさんかけて。
No, stop.
なのに、何も。
I cannot believe this is her take right now, and I just want to like shake her because all of these people have been tremendously affected by her in a positive way. And she thinks that all they've done is like save her and help her and be there for her. And it's just like,
人の気持ちばかり大切にするのは、私、心配に
no.
なるの。そうして人の気持ちを受け止め背負って
Mm.
背負って背負って
Stop.
いつか
Not the scarf
潰されてしまうんじゃな
with
い
the
か。
pom poms. Oh, he's gonna be so worried.
新しいマフラー買った
Uh,
の。なんとポンポン付きなのです。
please tell me he picks it up.
そんなんなったらこの世の終わりだ。
No.
私が呼んでおいたの聞いていた。
聞いてた。お前泣かせて最低だな、私。
うおちゃんは最低なんかじゃないです。
お前は何の役にも立たないやつなんかじゃない。
I love that Megumi is just like an honorary member of this.
クレノさんはきっとやっぱ
Oh
お
my
前と
god.
似てるんだ。
We've been in like such
同じ
deep
バカで
need for these like
私はきっと
girl trio moments.
そういうバカが好きなんだ。
Oh my god, I'm obsessed with
しゃあ
them.
ない。
失恋したの、アリサさん。
じゃあここからはパーティーを始めましょうか。
お手伝いいたします。
年上の女性に囲まれてドキドキのシチュエーション。
Oh, he's the cutest.
お前
What is she doing?
いけない子ね。
No, 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 no.
こんなところまで忍び込んできたの。
ち
Ugh.
ゃったね。
That was the worst
そうね。
possible thing to
アリさん
happen.
も
可能性はもうないのかな。
そうね。それはまた別のお話じゃないかしら。
I think she so deeply senses that there's something so much bigger with the somas that Toru is part of, but she obviously doesn't
や
know
っぱり朝を
what it is, but she can just feel all the things that weigh on Toru.
マフラー？私のマフラーでしょうか。あれ？
やっぱそれお前のやつだったか。ダボロになって落ちてたぞ道路に。一応洗ったけどあんま綺麗になんなかった。
Oh, he washed it.
汚れが気になんなら新しいの
Ugh.
だ。待ておい、まだ乾いてねえ。
Mhm.
だから
ありがとうございます。来てくださって皆さんで寝巻き祭りです。
なんじゃそりゃ。
とっても楽しかったです。
Oh, wait. I feel like that was a big moment for starting season 3. Like, was that the first time we've seen Yuki smile and look happy when watching them together? I feel like even in last season when he knew that he didn't have romantic feelings for Toru, but he wasn't smiling. Like, he was always looking a little bit apprehensive about them talking or just like trying to observe the situation and like analyze it. That was the first time he's like, she's happy, so I'm happy. even if she's in there talking to Kyo. It's
僕はトール君のありがたさを
oh.
改めて思い知ったよ。またその両
紐解いていきたいと思います。
Eh.
あの言葉、
No.
クレノさんが教えてくださった。
Oh, I love that this episode ended this way though. And I would also like to puzzle those things out one at a time because it was so many things to drop on this poor girl. What a fantastic start to the final season. I love that we got some girl time. I've been missing that desperately. I love that the way that it unfolded was really them being able to surround and support Tohru. She is always doing that for other people, right? Always. And so I don't know. I loved that. I loved the end of the episode because that's like the core group, right? It's Yuki, Kyo, Arisa, Saki, Tohru. Like it's those are the key five, the starting five. And it just feels so nice to have them like in this place that seems upbeat and happy. And like every time last season that we ended an episode, it was just heavy. Like there's a lot of things happening. Like I was really focused on the future of everyone's lives, and there was so much tension and concern, and none of that's really gone away. But I think in this moment, being able to like enjoy the time they're spending together right now, and obviously they don't have much longer at school together, so I just love this so much. I also love this like visual at the end of the episode. They have all the figurines laid out, right? And then the picture of her mother, and then now the scarf is there, which I find interesting because what was there before? The two books, right? The books that she bought to learn about each of their respective hobbies. I think she bought like a karate book to learn about Kyo, and then a gardening book for Yuki way back in one of the first episodes of the season. And now there's the scarf, and it's because Kyo brought it back to her, question mark? I don't know. Like I said, I think Saki has such great intuition. Obviously she can read these waves. She's so in tune to Tohru and how Toru's feeling, and like heard her crying out, right? Which is kind of crazy, but I think she just has such a deep sense of something bigger going on, and not really being able to know what it is and to really support Tohru 100% probably bothers her a little bit, but I'm glad that she was there to come get Tohru and bring her to a place that was just, she was able to get her mind off of things a little bit and to spend some time with her friends, people who just truly really love her. I have so many questions about Akito's mom. I'm not ready to fully embrace Akito, even though it does seem that she's got a rather tragic backstory, but I think the introduction of REN, obviously she's been mentioned and just referred to as she, right? And like kind of this very ominous foreshadowing of this character, but it'll be interesting to see that backstory there and see what role she plays in Akito's development and why Akito turned out the way that she did. I really hope we get to see a decent amount of her backstory, but I'm really concerned for Rin right now, to be honest. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to stick around, go ahead and hit subscribe. The uncut version of this reaction will be over on Patreon, so I'll put that link in the description box below if you want to check that out. And I will see you guys next time for episode 2 of the final season of Fruits Basket. Bye!